I'm Dr. Mohammed Jahangir from the Department of Food Science and Technology, the University of Haripur, Pakistan. Then more processing and then binning of the data. It appears like this. So a regular binning. If we notice here, we can see that it applies on full spectrum from minus 4.16 to 16.50 ppm. No, we don't need it. Mostly for multivariate data analysis or for this processing of spectra, mostly we have peaks from 0 to 10 from this region to this region. So we need to uncheck it. We select 0 and we select 10 ppm. Other thing is the integration region. So the bin width we have to select. It can be 0.04, it can be 0.03, it can be 0.01. But be careful, because if we select too small range, then we will have too crowded spectra or too crowded picture in our multivariate data analysis. If we select too larger range, so maybe we can miss some data. So the standard bin width which is mostly used is 0.04 ppm. This step is a post-processing step like other steps. It can be very simple method, not even requiring alignment, to extract peak intensities for multiple NMR spectra prior to performing multivariate statistical analysis. It involves dividing spectra into small regions or spans of zero point zero 0.04 ppm, which are sufficiently wide to include one or more spectra peaks, or can maybe sometimes divide a big spectra peak. The intensity of each bin is determined by calculating the area under the curve. So what is this? So it is actually the area under curve. So there is a curve of this peak, or there is a curve of any single peak. So bin is the division of that. So we can calculate or transpose or transfer it, the spectra, a graphical representation to a numerical representation. Here we can see an interesting thing, that if we like to cut the spectra, if we want to exclude any region, in some cases, sometimes if we have water in this as a solvent system, then it has a very big and broad peak, a huge peak of water. Even if we are using T2, then still we have a residual water in it. In that case, if we have water signals, then this we cannot. It's not so clearly. It's not so clearly visible. The other peaks are not so clearly visible. So what we do, we can cut those regions. If we don't want to cut in this stage, we can cut that spectral intensities in the Excel sheet. When we'll transfer or export this data to Excel sheet as a quantitative data, then we can delete those bins which are not required to us. But we can cut it here as well. So how to do it? Okay, we do it. Okay, we can do it. Okay, or we can cancel it and we can cut it before that. So okay, I will cancel it. And for cutting the spectra any region, I will go to the view, and then I will cut the spectra by clicking here, this drop down menu, and then we see auto cut or manual cuts. So if I do a manual cut, then it appears like this: manual cut from ppm, let's say 3 ppm, and then let's say to 5 ppm. So please observe it very clearly. So 3 to 5 I have cut it, or let's make it 6 to make it more clear. So you can see if I click on OK. So that's deleted. This is 3 to 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 6. So it's deleted. But, but it is still there in the second spectra, although I had selected all the spectra altogether, but it was deleted only in this spectra. Anyway, I would not like to do it in any of the spectra because we don't have that issue. If I decrease the intensity, you can see we don't have a big huge peak. So in this sample. So we go back to the binning. So processing, more processing, and then binning. And then select the spectral range from 0 till 10. And then bin size. And we do it OK. So still it's cut, we didn't change it. So Control Z, and you don't like to cut the spectra. You just like to do a binning of this spectra. View manual cuts, and okay, we don't have it. Okay, I did Control Z, so it's deleted now. And processing, more processing, and binning. Selecting the spectral range, and that's it. Oh, it appears again because I'm just using the Control Z and Control Z. Anyway, let's try again. Binning spectra 0, and then because I'm just using the Control Z tab, so anyway, I just delete the first spectra rather than going back on this video. I just delete one spectra of it, and the second one also because it's 10 and 11. So now we have 8 spectra regions. Select all, processing, more processing, binning, spectra, 0 ppm, and then 10 ppm. Now we have this complete bin data of these 8 spectra. After a complete binning, we do a normalization of the data. Normalize, click on more processing, like processing, more processing, and then normalize it. Same like previously, largest peak or our desired peak. Okay, and we do normalization. Okay, it's done. After binning and normalization, the spectra should be saved as NMR CSV file or text file. It will be saved something like Excel or similar format. We can open it in Notepad also. So we file, save as this one, NMR CSV file or text file. So let's select our desired location. Let's say we save it with the name of data file. Now we saved it in that thing. Still we see it in our Astronova. Now if I am going to my folder where I saved the file, I open it. This is our data trial. If I open it in Excel, ooh, it appears like this. So what is the solution? We right click on it and open with Notepad. It appears in a bit better form. So I select it, Control C, make a new Excel file. We hit and then click on it, paste special, and okay. We can transpose it, Control C, in a next sheet, paste special, and then transpose. No, good. So this is in a better format. Look here in the left side, the titles of our samples. We need to drag these here a bit because these are our variables, the bins, the primary bins, and it look at here, it starts from 0.04 as 100 and then it compare it. So if we select our specific solvent peak, okay, then it will be 100 will be like that, but anyway it compares like this. So then we have number is until 9.99 or 10, but we selected them. We can name these samples, tags these samples as abbreviations, like we say 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. We can include another tab or column, and then we can say 1 replication A, 1 replication B, 2 replication A, 2 replication B, 3 replication A, 3 replication B, 4 replication A, and 4 replication B. We can save it. There is another way of importing data to this Excel file. The same data what we saved as CSV file or TXT file. So we have this blank empty Excel sheet. Then we import it. So we go to the data. Then we import get external data. You can see it here from text. And then we find out where we have saved the data. Okay, this is data trial. Look here. So it appears like this. And we say okay. Say okay, next. Now it asks us that is it fine, and we said okay, very fine. Then next, and then finish. Yeah, existing worksheet, we need it. Okay, good, very good. Then we select all this, Control A, and then Control C, and then paste it with the paste special, and then transpose it. Good. Look, we don't need to drag it down. That's a good option.